Bolfa's eyes were steady on her, expectant and strong. If there was a storm that raged behind the iron, it was buried under a curtain of calm. His voice rumbled low like a warm engine. Hea ayo mita, hea ayo kri. She? Reshi huffed a short gust out her nose with a stiff nod. Today I am metal, today I am grass. She, Bolfa. But only a day had passed since the panic. The blinking red light on the cooking unit had been a source of much concern for several weeks, but no one had expected sparks to fly and flames to erupt in the commons during supper. Still, the danger hadn't been terrible until one of the little ones panicked and pushed the hose from the water dispenser into the fuming mess. 3 were caught in the puddle that slicked the floor, and as screams and the smell of burning fur filled the room, hundreds of bodies scrambled to flee into the surrounding corridors. Alarms sounded through the station, blaring over the pounding of hearts and feet. Reshi had been swept away to the high quarter by arms larger than hers, though in the confusion she had no idea whose. Polfa was furious that she and Ralmi had even been in the commons when it happened, but there would be time for scoldings later. All told, there were 57 complaints of coughs from Gajetaya, who breathed in the smoke too long, 4 workers who were badly burned, and 3 who lay dead. It was the greatest disaster on the station since Reshi could remember. Bolfa rounded with the wounded and the engineers, as was expected. Repair crews triple-checked the green lights on all the working equipment and were ordered to unplug anything that blinked yellow or red. Old, faded manuals with all their ripped and missing pages were pulled from forgotten shelves to try to piece together what had happened from pictures and diagrams. A few complained that the station was angry and that someone had done something to bring its burning wrath upon the people. But not very many listened. One of the dead was Veti, a little one, not yet old enough to learn a trade. Why would the station be angry at her? No, it was as Mitra said. Sometimes terrible things just happen. Today, Polfa would speak to the people to reassure them that things were safe again, that the station would not harm anyone else. Mitra comforted the families of the dead and oversaw the work of the healers on the sick and the burned. Ralmi was meant to follow Polfa, to stand stoic and strong by his side as he addressed the high families and the commons. But Ralmi had wanted to see the wounded and their kin, and so it was agreed she could follow Mitra. Today, Reshi would stand by Polfa to project strength and courage to the people and put an end to the mindless fear that had so many abandoning their work on the station. Order had to be maintained. Still, Reshi winced when she remembered all the sounds and smells of the commons from the day before, and tears welled up to blind her when she remembered Veti. Bolfa couldn't have known. Only Ralmi and her friends had ever seen Reshi chasing Veti through the air ducts. The little green-eyed Kashetaya girl had been black of fur and quiet as a whisper when she wanted to be. Ralmi's friends called her Reshi's shadow, but only when there was no one important to hear. It hurt to think of her, or to think now that she had never even dared to tell Polfa and Mitra that they were friends. Polfa looked sternly to Reshi, wiping the new brimming tears from her eyes with a large paw. Hea ayo mita, hea ayo kri Reshi. Nechtayi zeya kuya, nechtayi zeya skirte. Hea ayo mita. Reshi nodded, squeezing her eyes closed tightly so that no more blobs of water could escape and betray her. Though all the parts of her felt tiny and shaking, Reshi straightened her back and puffed out her chest. Tomorrow I hide. Tomorrow I hurt. Today I am metal. Pofa's stern expression softened only a little, and a heavy paw came to rest on her shoulder. Avete Reshi. Xie Pofa. Today I am metal. Today I am grass. Today I am metal. Today I am grass. Tearing at the glass tube in a panic had done nothing but dull her claws. All of the ship outside her small containment cell was flooded with water, and the aquatics only glanced her way briefly while she screamed and panicked and raged. A wave of helplessness struck her harder than any gunshot she'd ever felt, and Reshi bit her lower lip until it bled, and clenched her fists so that the aquatics would not see her hands shaking. How could she be so stupid? How could she be so impossibly stupid? Jackie was better off without her, and now she would never see him again. Today I am metal. Today I am grass. Today I am metal. Today I am grass. Metal does not break. Grass is clear. Today I am metal. Today I am grass. Even if her heart did not slow, at least her breath became more even and steady. She breathed long out her nose and opened her eyes and made them see. There was no mechanism inside for her fingers to find, and no door in the glass to push open. Only enough room to plant her large feet against the front of the glass tube and to brace her shoulders against the back. The first kick was really just a test. Thud. The tube shuddered, but nothing more. Another rabbit kick with both feet. Thud. The faintest tinkle of glass was music to Reshi's ears. Thud. 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 The aquatics were looking to her containment tube with worry now, glancing between each other with uncertainty. Thud. There was no air in the ship, only water outside the tube. But if these outsiders who smelled like food were going to steal her and sell her, if she was going to be lost forever, if the old crew was to be lost forever, at least some of these outsiders would die today.